G'day, that slot car guy here. So, another video, another slot car. This time it's a different company. Autoart, known for making beautiful model cars, but also make beautiful slot cars. So, let's check out some of my Autoart slot cars. So welcome back to another episode, and this one's going to be a little bit different. I get to look at my collection every day and I think, what am I going to film, what am I going to talk about, what car I'm going to put around the track. But these have always stood out, and I've always wondered about if people know that Autoart did slot cars. And yes, they did. But let's wind the clock back a bit and let's have a look at the bottom two cars I've got, which are, these are 1/18 scale die-cast cars. This is their bread and butter. This is the stuff that people buy regularly, and Autoart make incredible cars. They've been named UT before, they've been under different umbrellas, but Autoart is what most people know this maker for, being a 1/18 scale die-cast car maker. The cars above that, though, are all slot cars. So we've got a 1/24 scale and we've got 1/32 scale. They're slot cars. The reason I've got the die-cast cars is the comparison to what the company does and how good these slot cars look compared to the die-cast cars. Now, the history on the slot car side of Autoart is very hard to find any information. So I've Googled, I've Wikipedia'd, I've done as much as I can to try and figure out when they started making the slot cars. All I could really find is forums, and they started around 2005 and finish up around 2010 to 12, where the conversation of buying them have sort of stopped. Yes, I've bought these after the fact, but these are all secondhand. So I'm not too sure when they started and finished. So let's just stick with that time frame. In regards to, do they still make them? To my knowledge, they don't. So I've checked the website, Autoart's website, and got a little surprise. When I clicked on the model drop-down box, there was a slot car tab, and I got a bit excited thinking, hold on, I can buy more slot cars. You go in there and unfortunately it's empty. But I think that's pretty cool that they've left that tab open. So Autoart, whoever runs the place, or the designers, if you're watching, please make slot cars again, because the licensing you guys have would replicate into slot cars so well. So if you're watching, please make them again. Now, let's talk about the slot cars themselves. Bear in mind, this is old technology now. Yes, they look incredible, but the performance is hit and miss. To me, I don't care. I'm a collector. I'm happy to have any Autoart car in my collection, whether it falls off the track, whether a tyre runs off it. I don't care, I'm a collector. In today's standards, yeah, they're behind the 8 ball. But these are old slot cars. So extremely happy to have it. And this BMW M3 GTR is just an incredible example of what they produced when they were doing slot cars. I'm honestly not sure who they may have teamed up with to do the chassis and all that. I don't know the information behind that, but I'm guessing it was in-house. But all in all, they're beautiful looking slot cars. So let's look at the Porsche, the 911. And we'll have a quick brief look at the 132s. Is it the Fulvia? Yeah, the Fulvia. So you'll see some of these models replicate throughout other brand makers now. So SCX do a Fulvia. So I think maybe licensings are joined between some companies. I'm not too sure. Lamborghini, again, if you can find an Autoart Lamborghini, buy it, because they're an incredibly beautiful car, including this one. But also, these actually don't go too bad. Very good car to drive. Now, Lamborghini in general are a hard car to find, as is Ferrari. I mean, it's hit and miss, but awesome, awesome. So these look pretty good. Now, the bottom ones, I'm not a 124 racer, unless it's a winged car or a different class, DTC. But their slot cars, again, look pretty damn good. Look like model cars, which is the beauty of this hobby. And as people who know me, I've got die-cast cars, but this is a model car and you can race. So that's the beauty about slot cars. If you're a model car collector, start buying slot cars, because you don't have to run them. And if you look at these are, you know, mid-2000 model cars, and they look as good as some model cars. So, but you can race them. So that's a little bit of a background on Autoart cars. Again, hit and miss if they're if they're still going to produce them, and I don't really know when they stopped. But if you Google it, there's a bit of information about it. Now, I think we should put one of these cars around the track. I'm not sure which one runs the best, so I might do a quick test run, but I'm thinking the Lambo might be the one we give a hot lap. So, Autoart, if you're watching, please start making slot cars again, because I miss them. I love them. Cheers. Let's go for a hot lap in maybe the Lambo. Alrighty, before we get into the hot lap, I thought we'll take a closer look at one of Autoart's cars, and I've chosen the Lamborghini Diablo Roadster. The reason I've chosen that, well, there's two reasons. A, I love Lamborghini, and B, this exact model, this particular model, is pretty rare to be in a slot car. It's not a car you see made into a slot car every day, and there's some really cool detailed features on it, which I'll point out. Let's not talk about the car yet, let's talk about the packaging, because if you're a slot car collector, you'll see some very familiar printings on here, or design takes that come from some other companies, which I think is really cool. Don't know if they've worked together, but that's what it looks like to me. So, Autoart's branding down the front, very reminiscent to their model cars. Then the Lamborghini badging on the left and right, so it's a licensed car. And on the rear, and this is what I'm talking about, the old styling, borrowed some tricks on, who knows if they've worked with another company, but let's go through it together. It's four-wheel drive, it's got headlights, it's got magnets, and it's, what's that, stop and go, so engine braking from letting go, which is really cool. Right hand side's got an undershot of the car, which shows you the engine in the middle. They've got some magnets and the guide, and then down below that is how to remove the guide. There's a little man pinching it. And then there's some recommendations by the team about the car. So very, very cool. Love that. Very Scalextric-esque. Let's look at the Diablo. Now this is a slot car, and I keep saying that, but it's pretty well detailed. So let's flip it over first. And being a roadster, there's the roof. I think that is pretty damn cool. So you can take that out, put that on top. It could be a soft top and a hard top, aka roadster. So very cool little added feature. We've got two spare guides, which they look very Scalextric SCS6. So I don't know if they've worked together. I don't know that, but that's what it looks like to me. It looks really cool. So very, very cool. And then one of my favorite release car mechanisms is this screw out. I mean, this is only a small feature, but us slot car collectors, some of the stuff some of these companies use are incredibly hard to take out and put back in. This is my #1 way to put a slot car in and out. That is cool. So bring that back. So let's take the car off, move the base aside. Let's start underneath. So hopefully it zooms in on that. So as I said earlier, it is four-wheel drive. You can see the two gearings, and if I move that back wheel, and you might not be able to see it because it's very small, but the front, there you go, the front's turning as well. So four-wheel drive system, very cool. Inline motor, looks like a Scalextric standard motor. I'm going to say it is without reading it. Two magnets across the bum, rear wheel, and I don't know if there's any magnets here. I haven't opened it up. And then there's your guide, which is spring-loaded by the looks of it, so it can go over bouncies. But let's look at some of the detailing on this weapon. You got your twin exhaust coming out the back, chrome tips. And then we'll go around to the rear. Got some nice headlight work there, sorry, rear tail lights. We'll spin around. And there's that iconic Diablo shape. This colour is wicked, but the best detailing is in the cockpit with the old mate. So I'm going to see if I can get a good shot in there. I might not be able to because it's very, very, very small. But inside there, all that center dash console, you can see the gear stick shifter, you can see the gear where you can select, all the dashes being detailed. Even that revision mirror, hopefully I can get the light on it, it's got a sticker, so it's mirrored. So up top here, but very, very, very cool. And there's a man inside. I love that. Every car should have a man or a woman. We need someone driving. So love that. And then we'll go to the front. So if you're watching Autoart, and I said this before, if you are watching, please make slot cars again, because this is an old slot car, but it still looks incredible. We're going to see how it goes. I don't care about that. It looks wicked. So, and obviously you've got some very, very good licenses for cars. I can imagine half of those cars becoming slot cars. So very cool. If you're a collector, grab yourself some Autoart slot cars. You won't be disappointed. They're really, really cool. Check them out on eBay. Now, as I said before, the website does say slot cars, the Autoart website, but there's none listed. So hopefully, fingers crossed, please email me Autoart. if you are going to make these slot cars. But that's enough about this. Let's chuck it on the track and see how good this thing goes around. Rightio, let's wait for the countdown and look at the stance. Why am I standing like that? Looks like I'm about ready to run a race. And off we go. Into lap 1. And already looking very fast. Now this is a four-wheel drive slot car, so it's going to be very quick off the mark and through corners, being obviously four-wheel drive. Lap 2 started. That was a quick first lap. Handles those corners very, very well. Great straight line speed. And again, if you check the forums, some people, lap 3, some people aren't happy with how these cars perform, but this in particular slot car is very, very good. Extremely good. Almost finished lap 3 into lap 4. This thing's flying. And just handles the corners very well. And into the final S's. Let's start lap 5, bring it home strong. No problems at all. This thing's blitzing it. Taking it in its stride. Well, there you go, the Autoart Lamborghini Roadster. Well done. So there we go. Autoart's Lamborghini Diablo Roadster blitzed the lap time, doing 11:59, almost up by a second, I think it was. SCX Lancia Delta did it in a 12:56. So Autoart, you're top of the tree. You're the quickest around my track so far. I am a little bit surprised. It was very quick. It is four-wheel drive, which helps, but keep in mind, you might hear it in the video, but it wasn't powering on all the time because the braids weren't always touching the track. Being older braids, you've got to manipulate them to work on the track. Still flew, so there's more in this car. To get your hands on some Autoart, which I highly recommend if you're a slot car collector and or a die-cast car collector, these are incredible. Autoart's not making them, to my knowledge. Their website has the tab, but no car. So Autoart, if you're watching, please make some slot cars. They're really, really cool. eBay, Facebook Marketplace, and a really cool Instagram page to follow and a shop, if you're in America, to go to is Electric Dreams. I checked their store out, and I believe online that they had Autoart in stock. So check them out, Electric Dreams. Awesome track, awesome shop. I wish we had something local to me like that, but very, very cool. So check them out. Also, check me out at That Slot Car Guy on Instagram. Thanks heaps for watching. Something a little bit different tonight, but it was a little bit of fun. So thanks a lot. Autoart, make some cars for us. Cheers, ciao, take care.